Over to
Radhe
you.
Radhe. Thank you,
Yeah.
Shyamji. And thank you, Harish, for a wonderful session, like always. A very warm welcome to all of you. Good morning, good evening to all of you. Welcome to today's edition of Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. We will continue on our journey. Today, we are going to talk about the concept of grace. And we will explore this concept. And finally, it will lead us to, we are going to build a or warm up to the concept of all these concepts of grace, faith, surrender, these concepts that we often come across, the spiritual terms that we come across. So this is what we are going to tackle today. I know we have a hard stop at 10 today, so we'll try to cover quickly. And I think there's going to be a presentation today as well. Let's check with Lakshmi ji on the side. She wanted to present. I'm not sure she's on or not, but we'll pace it accordingly in case there's a presentation is on. So again, a very warm welcome to all of you. Let me share my screen. We will get started by invoking the blessings of God and Guru. So give me a sec. Share my screen. All right. I'll start with the prayers then. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Amsachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. All right, Radhe Radhe, very warm welcome again to all of you. So let's move on. I picked up a shloka which introduces the word, which is a very, very important word. And this word you will keep coming across multiple times. And on the path of devotion, this is the key word. This is the keyword, buzzword, operative word, whatever you may want to call it. And this concept will start growing as we discuss more and more of it, because it is the most important concept to understand on the path of devotion. So let me recite the shloka and then you're welcome to follow now. And this word keeps on coming in multiple shlokas. I picked up another shloka, by the way, just as a reference. We are going to recite this one, but we'll briefly peruse through that shloka as well. Prasade sarva dukkhana Anirasyupajayate Prasanna Chetaso Hyashu Buddhi Paryavatishthate. All right, do we have any volunteers?
Yeah, we do have tonight. Samji, Radhe Radhe.
Yeah, we can.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajaayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhi paryavatishtate.
Wonderful, very nice, Samji.
Sandhya, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirastupajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhihi paryavatishthate.
Very nice, Sandhya. Radhe Radhe. Okay, do we have any more hands?
Rahulji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, Rahul.
Radhe Radhe. Prasade sarva dukkhana hanirasyupajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhi paryavatishthate.
Very nice, Rahul. I see Kripa's video on. So Kripa, the concept of grace is Kripa only today. So we are going to talk about your name today a lot. Your name translates to grace or mercy only. All right, let's pick up the remaining hands.
Radhe Radhe.
few more hands.
Shramya ji.
Radhe Radhe. Prasad sarvadukkanam hanirasyopajaayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhi paryavatishtate.
Wonderful, Sri Ramya, very nice. You get the best comeback award. Okay, you've recited after a long time. Okay, let's pick up a few more hands.
Kumar ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanir asyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhi paryavatishtate. Radhe Radhe.
Wonderful, very nice, Udaji. Okay, we can pick up a few more hands.
Radhe Radhe. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanir asyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhi paryavatishtate.
Very nice, Samji. All right, we can pick up maybe a couple more.
Riya ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanir asyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhi paryavatishtate.
Very nice,
Radhe
Riya. So let's do one thing. We have covered this one. So I'm going to recite one more shloka and rest of you can follow along. Now I have jumped big time. I'm not going to go into detail of this shloka, but this concept is very important to understand. Let's understand it. After Bhagavad Gita has been recited to Arjun in 1873, let's see what he says. He says, Arjun uvacha nashto moha smritir labdha tvat prasadan mayachyuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. So does anybody see there is a common word in both the shlokas here? Can anybody catch what that word is? You know, it reminds me of that puzzle we used to do when we were young. What is common between two pigs? So what is common between these two shlokas? There is a word here.
Prasadanma yachut.
Yeah. Tvat prasadan.
That prasad, yeah.
Prasad word is, yesterday we were talking about prasad, and here if you look at it, here prasade sarva dukkhanam. So what Arjun is saying in this shloka, let's have a few hands, recite it, and then we will continue.
Okay, to Sumesh ji, Radhe Radhe.
Everyone. Arjuna uvacha nashto moha smritirlabdha tat prasadan mayuchyata istitosmi gatan deha karisse vachanam tava.
Very nice, Sumesh. You may want to check your audio. It seems like, you know, there's an alien voice getting mixed when you say maybe there's your cord is not properly attached. You may want to check that. Very nice. Thank you, though. Okay, let's pick up a few more hands and then we get started. We have to cover some topics as well.
Radhe Radhe.
Arjuna vacha nashto moho smritir labdha tva prasadan yachuta stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava.
Very nice, thank you, Surya Prakashji. Okay, we can
Aparna
take
ji, Radhe Radhe.
real quick. We can take those and then we get started.
Aparna ji.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Arjuna vacha nashto moha smritir labdha tvat prasadan mayachyutam sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava.
Very nice, Aparna ji. Radhe Radhe. Okay, we can freeze it now for the last three hands and then we get started.
Ragi ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Arjun uvacha nashto moha smritirlabdha tvata prasadan प्रसादान्मा उच्यते सितोऽसिं गत संदेहा करिष्ये वचनं तव.
Very nice, Pragiji. Radhe Radhe. Last two hands.
रमेश जी राधे राधे.
या राधे राधे.
Radhe Radhe.
अर्जुन उवाच नष्टो मोहस्मृतिर्लब्धा त्वत्प्रसादान्मयाच्युत स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव.
Very nice, Ramesh. Where are you joining us from?
I'm from Mumbai.
Thank you. Very nice. I think you get the best debut award. Is this the first time you recited today?
No, I have recited quite a few
Okay.
times.
Pardon my memory then. Okay. But yeah, thank you very much. Very nice recitation. Last but not the least, Surinder
सर
ji.
सैंडर जी राधे राधे.
राधे राधे प्रभु, थैंक यू वेरी मच. अर्जुनोवाच नष्टो मोहः स्मृतिलब्धा तव प्रसादान्मच्युत स्थितोऽस्मि गत संदेहा करिष्ये वचनं तव. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Radhe Radhe. All right, so let's get started. So there are two shlokas. I picked up 2.65 because the word grace is introduced here. So in this shloka, what is saying, Lord Krishna is saying that by divine grace comes, he's mentioning the peace in which all sorrows end, and the intellect of such a person of tranquil mind soon becomes firmly established in God. It is saying through divine grace, prasade. It's not saying through your self-efforts, or it's not saying through the austerities that you perform, prasade. Furthermore, I'm going to pick up some more shlokas which talk about this concept, but I picked up this shloka towards the end of Bhagavad Gita. Arjun is saying, Nashto moha smritir labdha tvat prasadan me achyuta, that by your grace, my illusion has been dispelled. See, on this journey, and I am situated in knowledge, I am now free from doubts and I shall act according to your instructions. Okay, this is towards the end, Arjun is saying. The key point here to understand is that when we progress on this path, the very fact that we are here is God's grace. Okay, the fact that you felt a spark because of whatever reason is God's grace. The fact that you are reciting shlokas or hearing this message on a daily basis is God's grace. The fact that these concepts are sticking or making sense, for us is God's grace. So it is all God's grace through which we are able to absorb the message, not only come to the things that, basically our feet will not cooperate, our mind will not cooperate, our eyes will not cooperate, our ears will not cooperate. If they are cooperating to listen to the message of God, to Bhagavad Gita, to bhajans, or contemplation on God, that is God's grace only. It's only through God's grace it is possible. So something as big as grace, it is the X factor that we need in devotion. The question is, what is this X factor, grace, that we talk about, and how do we get it from God? If it is something so important, how do we stake a claim for it, is what we are going to discuss. I'm not going to get deep into both the shlokas here. Only thing I'm going to touch upon is the concept of grace, because this is a very, very important concept on the path of devotion that really needs to be understood properly, because this is the biggest weapon you would have on this path of spirituality. So the sooner we start arming ourselves with this weapon, the better off we will be with regards to making progression on this path. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Welcome everyone once again. Now, what is grace of God? Right, this is a question we'll pose. GOG, grace of God. Okay. Now, in the world, if we need something, let's think of the scenarios how we can acquire that thing. We can steal it. There are kleptomaniacs. We know the kleptomaniacs. There was a Hollywood actress, I think something Childs, I forgot her exact name. She had everything, but she had a habit of stealing something. Did she need that? No. But some people just acquire that habit. But this is one of the ways to acquire something that we need and that we don't have access to. Simply steal it. That is one of the ways to do that. Now, we will talk about the concept of grace. What are the options available to us? Can we steal it? That's the first one. Second is snatch it. Gunpoint. Bully somebody and simply snatch it. Now, I was notorious for, when I was a kid, okay, not when I was an adult, to snatching things that I would like, until my neighbor's parents would come and complain to my mom and I would get a nice beating, you know. But yeah, the other way is, when you like something, you simply snatch it. Especially if you think you are smarter and stronger, do that. That's another way to get that thing, acquire that thing. The third one is purchase it. People think if they have money, they can purchase anything. Anything means anything that can be purchased, right? There are big Bollywood movie dialogues with money. You cannot purchase love, but people think they can purchase anything with love. So there is typically a price tag for everything. Even people who claim to be non-corrupt, you say, you know, I'll give you 50 lakhs. Can you do this for me? This is speed money for you. You'll say, of course not. Don't you know? I am Anna Hazare and Kejriwal's disciple and I don't do corruption at all. You say, okay, I'll give you 1 crore. He said, no way. I'll give you 10 crores. So let's come and talk. So everybody has a price tag for a thing. Now, can we purchase that? Is another question around it. Is it something which is you can buy over? And we are talking about something called grace of God. And we're going to look at what are the viable options that we have with regards to getting it, if at all. Now let's get a little fundamental around that. What are the different kind of relationships possible in this world? Okay, let's talk about this concept a little so that we warm up to the concept of grace. Okay, so just think about it and you tell me if there is a possibility outside of this as well or not. So let's look at those different kind of relationships, the possibilities of relationships in this world. Injustice, Ghor Kali Yug, right? Injustice-based system. So some people have this mindset that this world, this life itself is not fair. It is full of injustice around it. Now, what is injustice? Injustice is when it is not a fair call. What is not a fair call? When, let's say, you work for something and you do not get payment in return, or the payment that you get for the task that you are doing does not commensurate with the hard work that you have put in. And the concept of bonded labor, you've heard about it, slaves, slavery. That is essentially that. It is called exploitation. Even in our worldly relationships, the relationship is maintained because of a balance between credits and withdrawals that we make. So in every relationship, whether it is related with your friends, your relatives, your spouse, your kids, family member, anybody, as long as that balance is maintained, the credits that you have made and the deposits you have made and the withdrawals you are making, if that balance is maintained nicely, then it is a fair transaction. When that balance starts shifting either way, then it can start tilting towards injustice or exploitation. Some people say, you take me for granted. That is basically, they are actually saying now it is kind of an injustice. The amount of withdrawals you made, deposits you made are now dwarfing in front of the withdrawals that you are making. So this is the first kind of relationship in this world. We see it in day-to-day life, and we see why so many people, they get disgruntled, not only with their employers, but in relationships and otherwise as well. So this is the first relationship which is possible in this world. The second one is justice-based. Fair call. What you do, what you sow, so shall you reap. You do work, you get paid for it. You do better work, you get a bonus, better bonus, which is meritocracy. The whole system, corporate culture of meritocracy is based around trying to come as close to justice as possible and striking a healthy balance in relationship is also justice based. All right, you do this for me, I'll do that for you. Or, we strike a balance, give and take kind of a relationship where it is fair. We are just maintaining the balance, where the other person doesn't feel that you are taking them for granted or taking them for a ride or using them like a doormat. That becomes a justice-based system. Is there any other third kind of relationship possible? Anybody who wants to say anything about it? Or these are the only two possibilities? Anybody? Give it a thought. Justice, injustice. Is there a third one? Yes, I can see a few hands. Let's quickly hear from.
Levanji, Radhe Radhe.
Yes, Levanji, good to see you on camera, and welcome to RKT, welcome to Dallas.
Radhe.
To RKT family. Glad to have you.
Thank you so much. So third one is the grace, right?
Third one is the grace. I mean, that was $1 million question. How did you get it so easily and so quickly?
Swamiji's grace.
Right. Yes, Varunji, you wanted to add something?
Varunji, Radhe Radhe.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can.
ma'am.
Okay, I'll just see if I can share my video.
Yes, we
Thank
can
you so
see you
much.
on video now.
Can you see me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we can.
Okay, so yeah, in this world we can have basically only injustice. I mean, if I recollect correctly from Kripalaji Maharaj's video, anybody who is under Maya, right, cannot do justice to any other person because his senses, mind, and intellect is all material. So he cannot comprehend all karmas correctly and give justice. So in Maya, we only have injustice. I mean, when we talk about justice, right, that's something which only God can do because he knows all our karmas and in detail. He exactly knows what to give us in return. So that's justice. The third thing is very special one, which is grace, which also only God and Guru can do, but that's under specific conditions, and that condition is surrender. And coming back to your previous two questions, right? The previous question, in fact, whether we can snatch it or steal it or whether we can buy it. If we think about snatching it or stealing it, definitely we can't do that because we don't know what it is. And if we talk about buying it, then definitely we cannot pay any price for that because any price that we're going to pay is material. The body, mind, intellect, everything is material, and that is garbage, gobar Ganesh in comparison to what God is going to give, grace. So we cannot buy it either. So the only way is to cry and beg for it. And this is what Kripalaji Maharaj is saying. I'm just repeating it. I've listened to his videos. So I hope that helps. I hope that was helpful from my side. Thank you so much.
Varun, where are you joining us from? It's so good to hear from you for the first time on
Okay.
video.
For the first time, I've joined the morning session. I'm from Pune.
Okay.
But I actually I'm involved in Saturday's Bhagavad Gita as a seva and in a different session. But that's evening. For the first time, I just found some interesting WhatsApp message so I joined. Yeah, but maybe I'll look forward to join again next week onwards.
Sure. You not only stole my thunder, but now I can say thank you, everybody. I think you got the gist of the class. Have a wonderful day and a great rest of your evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, very nice. Great summary. Great summary.
Okay,
Love to hear more from you, and I wish you can continue to join our sessions and probably run some of the sessions as well. So it was very nice. I think your Tattva Gyan is rock solid, and you told things that I was going to talk about, and even the things that I was thinking about. So wonderful, beautiful summary, and
Thank you
pleasure
so
to
much.
session. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
All
Varun.
right.
Thank you so much
Yes,
for
Swati ji, you wanted to say
camera.
something? I see a couple of other hands, and then I move forward on this topic.
Swati ji, Radhe Radhe.
Yeah, Radhe. The relationship, something she is talking about injustice and justice. And third, I think it's like doing charity, like Mother Teresa. She was only giving and giving, not expecting anything in the return. That is also one type of relation in which we only give.
Yes.
Thank you, Radhe.
Give, and take. Yeah, that is another way of looking at the relationships we can have. Beautiful. Last but not the least, Surya ji.
Surya Prakash ji, Radhe Radhe.
Be impartial between the two.
True. Right. So, thank you, Surya Prakash ji. So yes, like it has been called out, Varun ji explained it as well. The third one is mercy based. It's like somebody works in his office and the Seth ji says, I'm so happy with you that you not only get salary for what you do, remuneration for what you do, but also I'll give you 50,000 because it is your daughter's marriage. That is called kripa. That is called mercy. That is called grace. Okay. This is the third relationship that is possible, and there is no fourth relationship that is possible in this world. And even in the realm of God, our relationship with God, these are the three relationships that we have to look at. Now, is injustice-based relationship possible with God? Anybody who agrees with that there's an injustice with regards to the justice dispensing system that God has, can do some flaws and mistakes, and like some people say, I don't like my prarabdha. That means some kind of an injustice has been meted out to them. I can see a few faces smiling already. So, is injustice possible in God's thing? By the way, he makes a accounting error or some kind of an error where he picked up a wrong drop or somebody else drop and gave it to you and then says, oops, I made a mistake. Sorry about that. Is it possible in the realm of God or in anybody? Okay, Jonji agrees. Yes, Jonji, can you please explain how?
Jonji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. I don't think God can be unjust. I think He gives us what we deserve, what based on our karma. So I don't think anything He does is unjust, although we may feel that way because, we're acting under Maya, that, the world is not fair because we're going through some kind of hardship or difficulties, and we blame it on God, but God is never unfair. I don't think so.
Great point. I'm glad we both agree on this one. So thank you, Jonji. Let's hear from Meena ji as well. By the way, Lakshmi ji, you can buy a nod of head or maybe put in the chat. Are you ready for your presentation? If yes, then I'll budget my time accordingly. So please put it on the chat, that way I can plan accordingly. Yes, Meena ji.
Meena ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. So yeah, injustice is possible in not material world but in spiritual world, like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, and they were all spiritual people. They were all great jnanis. So Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa, and you name it, Vritasura. There are so many people who had so much against. So that is all Leela. It's not in material world, in spiritual world. God needs someone to fight, right? So that was
True.
a thing.
No, I'm saying with regards to our relationship with God, what God dishes out to the people of this creation. Is it injustice based? Is what the question.
No, it's not. It's not.
Great.
So
I
it
think you
just
answered.
reminded me of that, so I just added on that. So
Got it. Fair enough. Thank you very much. Yes, Rahul, you wanted to add something?
Radhe Radhe. Surender ji had a comment that some may feel that injustice has been meted out to them, probably because of ignorance or lack of knowledge.
True. If somebody thinks God has given them a raw deal, it is born out of ignorance and lack of understanding than anything else. Everything is perfectly under God's control, and everything is perfectly situated where it needs to be, and every snowflake is falling just at the right place. So at a macro level, everything is under God's control. There's no question of injustice based at all. That can be outrightly rejected. That leaves us with two relations. Yes, Aparna ji, you wanted to add something?
Yes. What about relationship? I mean, based on love is what I was thinking.
Based on love. So that's a very deep question. So we'll talk about the definition of love to begin with, right? So when you talk about love here, love is basically from the side of God you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that question, time permitting. Maybe that's a discussion point if you get today or tomorrow, where we say the soul will pose this question to God. That, you know what, when a child is lying in a ditch, even if anybody who sees that child lying in a ditch, even if they are not their father or a mother, that person will feel pity and love towards that child, looking at that pitiable state. And you being our supreme father, our spiritual father, you are seeing the kind of torments we are going through. Our mind is tormenting us. Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmic problems are inflicted upon us in this material world. You see, we are struggling. We are in a misery. What kind of a father are you if you love us? Why would you not rescue us from this pitiable state? Okay, this is a question soul poses to God, and we are going to discuss about it tomorrow. For now, let's put it in pending and we'll discuss as we go deeper into this concept. Now, injustice-based system is ruled out. Justice-based system Who believes that it is mercy based or justice based here? Now the question here is that justice based is something which is nothing but a law of karma that we are talking about. And this is a relationship which is a de facto relationship that we have established with God. We don't have to establish it because it is a perfect creation. It is a perfectly just system and it's a perfect framework that we are operating in. We are operating in a relationship which is justice based with God. I'll do it. I am the author of my destiny. What shall I sow, so shall I reap, kind of a relationship that we are doing. Karma never misses its date, and it is a perfect justice dispensing system that we are operating with God. It is like the role of a referee or that of an umpire. Right? The cricket match is going on, and the bowler appeals, the bails are dislodged, and umpire will say out. Perfectly justice-based system. Now the player has tackled another player unfairly. The referee will bring out a red card and say you have to go. So in material world, the referees or umpires can make mistake. That's why they are bringing in technology now. But in spiritual world, the God's justice dispensing system never makes a mistake. Never. And God is God because his Hadoop big data or his account has account of pratyek sankalp, of pratyek kshan, of pratyek life of yours. That means every thought or resolve that you made in every second of every lifetime, God has that perfect account, and it gets conserved as your sanchit karma. And out of that sanchit karma, he picks a drop which is called prarabdha and gives to you in this particular lifetime. So there is absolutely no reason for us to complain about anything because it's a perfect justice dispensing system. Now, the whole game of spirituality, if we look at it, is, we'll come back to you, Jonji, is to move from this justice-based system to the mercy-based system. We are currently operating with God in a perfect justice system. I do this, I shall share it. Now, the whole game is to, how do we turn it or flip that model towards a mercy-based system? And when we start subscribing to this model where we are invoking, attracting, gathering, calling upon the grace of God, that's where we get a huge push in our spiritual journey. Now, spirituality is all about moving from justice-based relationship towards mercy-based relationship with God. That is the gist of this whole thing. Now, with regards to getting grace now, yes, Jonji, you wanted to add something?
My hand earlier because I was going to comment on the fact to get mercy, we would have to surrender, because I was going to ask the question, is it always just justice based from God's perspective, or is it justice based plus mercy? Because I believe if we surrender, we will attain mercy, even though we may not deserve what we're asking for. If he has mercy on us, if he grants us mercy because we surrender unto him, we might receive his mercy and be rewarded with something that was not meant for us initially, like based on justice.
Yes, that's right. So if we talk about, okay, so yes, Lakshmi ji is ready. If we talk about grace, the regular grace is available to all of us. Just because, Hiranyaksh, Hiranyakashyap, Ravan came, God still provides for their air, water, and other facilities. Similarly, that regular grace is available to all of us, regardless whether we believe in God, whether we curse God, whether we say God is the most unjust father we have ever had. That grace is available to all of us. However, to attract his special grace, that is what we are going to talk about. Yes, there is a condition that needs to be met. And that word has been repeated a couple of times in the session. We'll get deeper into that concept. In order to attract his special grace, which gives a huge push to our journey, spiritual journey, there are certain conditions that have to be met. And those are the ones we are going to explore in greater depths for the rest of the week. So yes, Jonji, you are right. In fact, we are operating in justice-based and mercy-based system with God. However, to attract his special grace or special mercy, there are certain conditions that have to be met, because if he starts bestowing his special grace to everybody, then it becomes injustice-based system. Because saints and other people have met that eligibility criteria, and then they have staked the claim for that. And if he starts distributing it whimsically, then again, it's not a perfect justice-based system. He cannot be a perfectly just father. He's whimsical. So we'll talk about that concept. But yes, you're right. It is actually mercy-based and justice-based system, because God does not go with the injustice part of it. Now, when it comes to acquiring the grace, we cannot steal it. But of course, we cannot steal it. Why? Because the moment we have thought about stealing it, God sitting inside, as Shiro Dakshai Vishnu has already noted it, put it as a karma. How can you cheat God? He knows you better than you know yourself. He's privy to your most innermost thoughts that you don't even admit to yourself. So where's the question of plotting to steal something from God? Absolutely not possible. What is the next one? Rob it or snatch it. I mean, are you kidding me? It's like an ant going to Dara Singh and saying, okay, game on, let's do that. Not possible. God, who could lift Govardhan, from his pinky, and who could kill Vara by just, what that battle that happened between Vara and Hiranyaksh, it went on for so many millions of years. The celestial gods and everybody were so scared what's going on. It seems like a match between the equals, and who's going to, it was like an India-Pakistan match going up and down. Who's going to win? Seesaw, nerve-biting, nerve-wracking battle going on. And finally, what God does? He just taps him and he's done. So the rule of God is he gives you full paisa vasuli. Okay, he will give you the full what you call that, comfort or thrill of trying out your power. And when you are done, then you say, all right, game over. He doesn't have to do that. Even with Ravan and all, it would not have served their ego if he had simply killed them by a tap of a hand. So he gave them full, guarantee, what do you call that, money back guarantee, like, some people give that. Do enjoy, try out all your might, and finally, anyway, you're going to go away. That's what God does. Same thing he did with the wrestlers when he was fighting cunts. So the question of basically robbing or snatching from God is ruled out. Okay, it's like hoping against hope. If you think you can overpower God and snatch it from him, not at all. That means we are only left with one option. No, third option, buy it. Okay. Can we purchase it? It's an important one. Can we purchase it? Say, God, here is my bank account, blank check, put the number that you want, and grace is mine. We'll talk about this concept more. Let me see how much time we have. Okay, so I'm going to rush. I will talk more about this concept. So the only option we have is we can request it. And we are going to talk about how do we gain eligibility by requesting this from God. And that is what we are going to talk about tomorrow. Go deeper into this concept. Like I said, it is a very, very, very important concept. It is the Brahmastra on the path of devotion. And tomorrow we'll go deeper into that. Today we have a presentation from Lakshmi ji, and I'm looking forward to have that. And I'll hand it over to Lakshmi ji. And before that, I wanted to quickly remind you about our Gita Jayanti, where you need to submit your videos. Please do that. Please fill out the feedback tracker, and please do share those videos, because we want to create a nice collage and want to create a buzz around it. And I want each one of you to participate, create a short video, something that inspires you related to Bhagavad Gita. And I'm really looking forward to those videos. Over to you, Lakshmi ji, for your presentation then.
Lakshmi ji, please raise your hand. Are you there? Lakshmi ji?
Lakshmi ji, we can't hear you. Are you?
I have made a co-host though.
Yeah. She's your co-host now.
Yeah.
We need to. I don't see her unmuted.
Lakshmi ji?
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, it
your
is.
screen, you are spotlighted, and we can hear you. Everything is all set now. All yours.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I want to present my journey on the spiritual journey. It's a past joining 1 year over on this platform. So yeah, my story begins with reading with intention of reading Bhagavad Gita. In 2014, I saw a movie Gopala Gopala in Telugu, and it is English and Hindi. It is Oh My God, where it shows the importance of the holy books of Bible and the Quran and Bhagavad Gita. So I was very much impressed and started thinking why when Quran and Bible is being taught from childhood, why not Bhagavad Gita for us? So I got a thought why we should not read that also. Then my hunting of reading which book, who is the author, which is the best, hunting started since 2014. But I got many books regarding it, but all went in waste. Search in many links, books, exhibition. Wherever I go, pilgrim centers, I used to get one book, but not satisfied. I just keep aside. So almost 10, 15 books I have bought, but nothing helped me out. Finally, as Nitin said now, it is only once grace comes from the God, then our journey starts. So it happened to me. And so my gratitude is a very special gratitude to Swami Mukundananda ji, then next to the Nitin ji, Ajay ji, not on the screen, but away from this backside of the screen also. Nitin ji has helped me so much. And Padma ji also and Seema ji also helped me out of the screen also very much. And all the participants for their inputs on this platform. I'm very gratitude to them. And I'm very fortunate to meet Swamiji in a short period. I joined this platform last year. So within a period of 1.5 months, I could meet Swamiji and I expressed my problem and he advised to read Mind Management book. I immediately bought that and I read it. It helped me a lot. And initially, the classes were bouncing after joining this platform. But confused because I was not getting the content because I'm not used to such things. So, but still I continued with the faith I can get in. And so actually this journey started in 2021 where I made my new mail, which I haven't shared to anyone actually. To that mail, I got the message in August regarding the daily verse of Swamiji's video. But I was not confident. I was not getting the content because it was like not like sequence wise. It was one day in chapter 1, one day it is chapter 17, like that. So I was not getting the content. But still, I made my that interest of reading that. So after 1 month of that, I got around in September ending or October first week regarding this JKU's classes of Bhagavad Gita. Then I joined in that. But initially, it was the same thing. I was not getting the content bouncing because I didn't start regularly from day 1. So I joined in chapter 2 around 4.7. So then I used to think all the 6 months or 1 year, I have missed the actual, which is the main chapter, that is chapter 2. But it is again a grace, which again the repetition is going on. And I had an accident at that time. So the second chapter I was at the home and I could read the book at the same time after the class and make my notes and could present in the community portal also. So this was being asked by Nitinji since long time, present your changes, present your this thing, whatever you think or your takeaways in the community portal. But I say no. So the time has come to present me and show what are the changes made me this 1 year. So my shift is just my life was with time pass, chit chat, watching movies. I was so much interested, but not the content, just time pass. Who is the, what's the content in the movie? Who is the director? I was not bothered about anything, just time pass. I used to spend time and very, very away from the books. I was not interested to read it. But now it is changed to getting books, interested in reading, listening to the lectures, making affirmations. And I used to use my cell phone and laptop only for curriculum, not even WhatsApp chit chatting or something. But now I'm on the WhatsApp and daily wisdom classes, book club, Swamiji's lectures, and the videos I'm seeing, other spiritual lectures also, I started watching it. So next, boring. I was really bored to the bhajans and satsangs, but now I'm interested. I'm learning, and I mean, you can see I've started singing or presenting my bhajans in this class also. So never used to think seriously about any problem. Just try to solve it also. I just used to accept it's my fate. That's all. There's no other way. But now I started analyzing what is the problem. And it's recent, the new book launching also, the interview of Swamiji. I saw it. It shows that any problem you have to tackle, like it's a problem seeking way. So that is the thing what I'm doing now. And sometimes not arguing with humbleness and avoiding unnecessary arguments, which ends badly. So I used to have more negative thoughts, but now I'm getting more positive thoughts. And everything I used to accept my fate, but now with this, I made some boundary. Whether in the Swamiji's lecture, he said you should make a healthy boundary beyond which you had to act. But I made it as a spiritual boundary beyond I had to act. Not react, but act and solve the problem. I used to be very irritable, angry, easily break out through, but now I'm stable, not 100%, but far better than before. And low confidence levels, I used to think I may not do. First negative thoughts used to come, but now it's not there. And before, if a problem comes, I used to think, why for me, God? Why for me? Not for others. When others are very fine, I used to compare. But now I think that problem, when I get it, it's an opportunity to go through it, to fight with it, and whether I success or not, but it's a way of making me learn and make me more strong. And I used to pray, like Shyamji said, shopping wise. Sometimes Venkateshwar Swami, sometimes Satyanarayan Swami, sometimes Mataji. I remember you, Shyamji, on this path. Just in the fear of other, if I pray this God, the other God may get angry and he may curse me, or I'll have a bad things like that. But now it's on June 22nd, 2022. There was a turning in my life, which I can't share on this platform. But since then, I love Sri Krishna only now. Now I used to be judgmental and comment negative on others whom I dislike, especially. Now I start that picking positive points, I'm praising them now. And I used to think the similarly, not this age, I don't have time for spiritual things. But now this 24 hours in a day is also not sufficient to do all such reading or spiritual knowledge to attain. So I used to waste time on unreal temporary things, but I know the time management and what should be done, what should not be done as a service to God. And I realized that our degrees are only to just get jobs, earn money, house, all the material things. But when the problems comes, we dip down. We don't face them with so confidence or that pleasure or that energy which we get from the material things, and we dip down. Sometimes we see kids also getting suicide for not passing or beaten by parents or like that. So so now it's not earning a degrees is for jobs or something. So to balance life and stand strong at hard times and to face them, whether the outcome is good or bad, is very important. And to get that peace and bliss, you need the spiritual knowledge. So my concept of spiritual knowledge at the reading or this Gita is not at the older age. Now this thing is as earliest as possible, you should go through this before you enter into your adulthood to face the life in today's situation. I mean, in this Kali Yuga. So I made my daughter also to join the children's book in Bhagavad Gita, which is launched on JKH recently. But there was no Indian person joining there because the timings there is at Friday evening 5 o'clock, but at India it is 3:30 Saturday morning. So I requested Mohitji to give a chance for my daughter and see whether she can go through that time or not. Then he gave her 3 classes, and and my daughter could get up at 3:30, make her even her this thing and get up and listen. And she said, yes, I'll join. I'll listen to the classes, even though it is 3:30. So now her join, she's listening to that classes. So I'm very happy. Hope she continues without any break. And the uncertain thing which happened in my life was in 2015, I attempted suicide due to all the bad incidents happened, but I was revived finally. And now I realize why I'm alive, because my mind of intention of reading that Bhagavad Gita, which started in 2014, is the only thing that the God's grace made me to revive from that incident. Now, my dad used to be there to share everything. I lost my daddy in 2018. Since then, I feel lonely. But after joining this platform, this is very family, which is giving me energy to continue. So I'm in the entrance of the spiritual path. Hope I progress further without dipping down. So my nuggets, which I picked from this platform, is do my duty to my best. On this concept, I think I thanks Nitinji very much, because I had many doubts, which he's spoken me out of the screen for us. I can't see that how much time he has spent with me, inspiring me. What is the thing? What is the content? So now I know my duty I'm doing. I used to think I'm not fulfilling my duty or my part of my this thing, either wife or a mother or my job wise, which was really confusing me. Now I know what I'm doing to my best, which is important. And following NATO, never compare with others, respect all, importance of the love. Success is be good, feel good, and do good. Negative thought is like a weed. You have to erase it as earliest as possible. And Diya, it's very important. On the Diwali day, I could learn from the videos. It is not lamping the, lamping this thing on the Diwali. It is only, you have to clean not our houses or that thing. You have to cleanse our heart and mind and lamp that light, not externally, that is internally we should do it. And next, which I'm aiming still, is to become more strong and more to be strong and do my work and to progress in this journey without dipping down, and progress in my job, do service further, which I need still guidance from you people, and have to get detached in my bad habit is shopping for clothes and jewelry. However, I'm not getting down. Hope I should do work on this, and no need to fulfill the criteria to surrender to make myself on this pathway. Thank you. Hope I have not bored you with this.
Lakshmi ji, it is one of the most touching presentations I've seen, and I'm telling you, if Lord Krishna were to review your report card, he would be delighted. It is a teacher's delight and a reader's delight to see your report card, because in a short span of time, you've been able to reflect on so many things. And I personally, talking to you, seen you cut a corner, with regards to how things have started, and the humility and the sincerity with which you approach your spirituality is pretty amazing. And because of that, see, you've been able to inspire your daughter as well, who's willing to wake up at 3:30 in the morning. And I remember our conversations, you pick up and you say, okay, I'll try. And then you say, yeah, you know what, it works. You know how satisfying it is when Swamiji's teachings, when we see that in action, it is very, very satisfying. And I can't I can't express it. Thank you for sharing. And like you turned over some of the chapters of your life, I'm sure it's going to give everybody a lot of strength and inspiration. But it was meant and it was destined for you to land in Bhagavad Gita, like you said, right? And I'm sure you're able to face life. Like you said, I feel more confident now, right? You focus on the positive side of things. Jewelry and thing, I think you deserve that. That can wait. But I just loved it. It was so honest, so candid. And you have inspired your sister, to come on sessions. And both of you have inspired your friend. I think Sandhya ji is here today or not. She's also there in our session, and I like to converse with her as well. So you both have been pretty inspirational. Now you guys have started on Seva as well. So phenomenal. I would let other people talk about it and not hijack it completely. We have 5 more minutes and maybe some announcements to make as well. But thank you, Lakshmi ji. Loved it. And we're going to put this presentation so that whoever missed this session can benefit from it as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Lakshmi ji, it was a wonderful presentation. It was from your heart. You could share your life with us. It's not an easy thing to share your life with people around you, but you had made an effort, and by God's grace, you are there where you wanted to see yourself today. So Krishna be always with you. God help you always. So, and we lots of messages are pouring in on the chat from all
You
over.
can take a snapshot of that and put it maybe in the group. But yes, Lakshmi, you can count on this family. As you know, we have gotten into a routine now, and people come and actually disclose some of the chapters of their life, because although it may seem like a big group, but it's actually a small group, right? So thank you for sharing that. And yes, it's like an extended family for all of us now.
And as Sandaji mentioned, that you said that people learn Quran in the schools, and when in the courts we use Gita to such bolne ke liye, so why can't we share Gita in the classes, schools? That's so very well said by you. So I guess we can start somewhere that we can start teaching Gita's teaching in the school. Somewhere somebody can start this also. And anybody wants to say anything? In the meantime, I have posted all the information on the chat window.
I think Sumedha ji and Sandhya
Swamiji
would require
store.
something as well.
Yeah. Sumedha ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Lakshmi ji, that was wonderful, very inspirational. Kudos to you. And you know what? More or less, everyone's story is the same. But you took the courage to step up and share your story, and you've given us so much of strength. I'm actually looking forward for the day where I can, when I will be able to share my story with this family. So thank you once again.
Thank you. I can remember Nitinji was asking in March or April. I was just denying, not now, not now. Then later he stopped asking.
No, I was waiting for you to, and then now if I show you some of the creations of Lakshmi ji, the Leelas and stuff, you are doing fantastic stuff, okay? Maybe we should present one of those in our sessions as well.
I really, I was thinking when I had an accident, I had actually spine injury. I was just lying down for 5 weeks on bed. So I thought, how can use then this chapter 2 started. Then I said, thanks, Krishna. What I thought I missed it in the house all the time with more concentration, more thing. I have made it my 6 weeks period, not knowing that I'm ill.
Yes, something inspired us to, do the recap, and I'm glad it's working out for you, and a lot of people are benefiting from this recap. Yes, Sandhya, you wanted to add something as well?
Yeah, Radhe Radhe Lakshmi ji, heart-touching presentation, excellent presentation. And each and every point that you mentioned was truly insightful. I could feel it. It was coming from experience, and it's very, very inspiring. Thank you so much. I just wanted to mention it again. Thank you, Radhe Radhe.
So when it comes from realization, it has an impact, right? It's not just verbal at that point, and that's what we could see that. Thank you so much. Like I said, you approach it with a lot of humility and sincerity, and those are real assets on this part. Okay, any quick announcements? Because we have 2 minutes. We have a hard stop at 10 for the book club. So any announcements, Sandhya, or anybody you wanted to make other than video that we are talking about?
The chat window, the Swamiji store and the WhatsApp group link, all is in the chat window now.
All right.
I guess that's
Please
it.
fill out the feedback tracker as well.
Yeah,
feedback tracker as well.
Yeah.
Great. If not, then we'll continue on our topic tomorrow. Again, a very heartfelt thanks to you, Lakshmi ji, for the wonderful presentation. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Stay safe. Have a blessed day and evening. Can stay back for the book club, and we'll continue our discussion on the topic of grace tomorrow. And please do send out your videos, reels for 60 seconds for the Gita Jayanti. Prepare those. Think about it. Creativity is the limit. and you'll love it once the final product will come out. So please don't miss out on that opportunity. Lakshmi ji is smiling. I'm sure she's going to do that and inspire a few other folks as well. All right.
Okay.
Yes, Lakshmi ji.
Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much.
Radhe,
Okay.
Radhe, thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. So over to you,
Over to
Ajay,
you.
Sunil bhai.
Sunil bhai, Ajay bhai.
Then.